it's a little bit sad, really. I'm getting close to the end of this. Sad and not sad, because it's been a mammoth build, right? I'm working it out. It's nearly a year now that I've actually been doing this. You know, I haven't been doing it all the time. I haven't been full on, but yeah, getting on for a year. Today, I'm going to be getting on to the trims. Now, the trims are the edging pieces around the doors and around the windows, just to make it look perfectly finished. It still looks like it's in build at the moment, you know, with the gaps between the windows and the exterior cladding. And that's what this trimming is going to be doing. It's just going to be covering those gaps, making it finely sealed, and so that if there is any water ingress, it hits those, runs off. It doesn't go against the Tyvek, it doesn't go against the inside of the cladding, and it'll just make it shine. So let's get cutting, let's get cladding out, let's get burning, let's get trimming. Bruiser bonuses about this, the offcuts. I have made some mistakes, right? I've made some mistakes whilst cutting the wood, but I've saved them just in case. And absolute star of the show is this one. This was when I was trying to cut. This was when I was trying to cut around the strengtheners. Those are the angle beams that stick out the front of the studio, and they support the long beams that run across the top, across the wall plates. And when I cut this out, I measured up my shape very carefully, cut it all out.
What's that?
And when I went to place it in position, I found out I'd cut it from the wrong side. So this was a potential piece of wastage. However, I've measured up the window frame, and the length of the window frame is 171.5 centimetres. And this piece of wood to this point here is 171.5 centimetres. So there we go. So now you know how tall I am. I'm just slightly taller than 170, what's that? So if that's 171.5, I'm that little bit taller. not much taller, but so there we go. Anyway, I digress. So that means I can just zoom this off here and trim it down to the right depth to give me the windowsill. And this will be the first piece of trim that I can get fitted. I think if this one's going to be against the window, what I need to do is create a drip recess. So I'm going to have to get my table saw out. I'm going to trim off the front edge of this. I'll scorch this front back up again, and I will, in and underneath here, I don't know which side I'll use yet. I'll have a look which is going to be the best, but I'm going to create a ridge all the way down. And that will mean then when this is flat and the water runs down across the edge, if the wind blows, it blows to that drip recess and drips off. It won't necessarily blow back against the underside, not unless the wind's really strong, which is highly likely in and around Cornwall. So let's get the saw out, get a bit cutting. In fact, before I go cutting this off, I want to go and just see how well it fits, hasn't it? So hopefully, if this has worked out all right, this will just slot in beautifully. Oh, it blooming does. In fact, you know what? That's not far off. And if I leave it with a bit of extra girth, you might be able to make this into a bit of a seat as well. That is jolly amazing. It's going to be about there. We're on. Oh, yeah, man. Look at that. Hey, look at that finish. That is brilliant. And look, we've got a nice little rounded profile from the original board now. So that will sit like that. That's the edge of the window ledge. Put a little bit of a channel, drip channel end at the bottom now. We'll give it a little bit of a sand, but that beautiful back flat edge is going to go right on the back beautifully. So we'll do the drip notch and then give them a bit of a burn over and then get them installed. I perhaps shouldn't have worn a white t-shirt for doing this stuff today. Not a good idea, Rich, not a good idea. Bought myself a new pack. I'm hoping that these fit. I'm going to give it a try. In fact, I'm going to use these as my test to get this first piece in place. I think that's the correct way around. So hopefully this should now be primed and ready for action. There we go. Well, that's the actual size of the heads. Mind you. It's a shame. So it looks like the fascia is actually a smidge larger than, that's a shame. I thought I'd got that. Right, let's go chopping. Let's see how number 2 is now. Oh. Yeah, that's good. Come on, fits perfectly. Wow, that does look good. Too bad at all. I like the look of that. Yeah, man. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's good. Right, doors to be sorted, and then that's that. Right, so moving on then. So I'm going to get the trim sorted on the other doors today, and that's the last bit of build work that I've got. Around the doors there's a bit of an air gap, so I've got to adjust the door step. I've got to cut that back to make enough room for the trim to fit in place. Get that put in place all the way around both of the doors. And I might see if I can get the end. There's a bit of end capping around the end, or I might get to. Might see how we get on. So that's the edges cut. They come off quite nicely actually. So now I've got enough gap to be able to get my trim in and around. I just need to now measure up my heights and the depths that I want to run it to. 192. Ah, damn it, man. I ain't gonna have enough. Definitely not. There's not enough long. It's perfect. Was it about 86? And this one is 97, so 11 off. Got a bit of a dilemma now then. So this supply of the large has dwindled quite considerably. So now I've got well pretty much what you see here, and then some offcuts remaining on the other side, and that's it. That's all I've got left. So I've got one piece that can go on this side, and then I'm going to have to make up the rest with lots of disparate individual pieces banded together to make up the surround for the rest of the door. It's not so bad on this side, but I think it will be quite a bit more noticeable on the far side. Oh, bob on. That's on. See the... Alright, so we want in sort of there. So that is my trim piece. That's my trim mark right there. Oh, look at that, man. That's beautiful. There's my mark. Great. First one in. So now I'm going to cut the extra side bits. Side bits are going to be made up on this one. I'm going to have one long one, which I'm going to have on the outside piece, I think. And then I'm going to perhaps use multiple pieces on the right-hand side there to use the bits that we've got left and start cutting some of these down. Now, place him on the floor. Now, I know I've got a bit of an angle here as well, so it might need a couple of cuts, because I think this might be... just catching on the wood, so I need to create more of a curve on this part. Oh. Brilliant. Much better. Right, last side of this door. It might be a bit tight, that one. Oh, I don't know. No, that'll work. That'll work. This one. That is jolly decent. Okay. Okay, so I've shifted everything around to this side so that we can do the last bit, which is the double doors. Now, I've already pre-cut a couple of fillers, an extender for this tongue and groove. It wasn't quite where I wanted it to be, so I've extended it out. I've also got a problem with this piece. This piece isn't quite wide enough. There's not enough span. So what I might have to do is, I'm thinking of cutting just a couple of these strips, these laths, so that I can pack it, use it as a packer. And that should then give me just about enough coverage where I want it to be. Oh dear ho, so it's getting a bit exciting now, because I'm just going to fill in this area here now. Actually, it do look like we've got a bit of a bow going on there, I think. I don't know, can't tell. So what I'm going to do is put a piece in from the door up to this soffit. A little bit of a gap as well. So it's 8.5 centimetres, would be lovely, you see. And I'm going to use what am I going to use? I'm going to use these offcuts and same things before. I'm just going to take the tongue off the front, and then I'm going to bring it down to the width that I need. Now, because I'm down to the last few pieces, I am going to be using 2 pieces to go up in here, but that's all right. Uses up all the last of the pile. So here we have it then. Got these stripped down to the right sort of size. It's now going to be a monumental moment of the last measure, really, for the last cut, for the last scorch, the last nailing. We're done. That is the last piece in place on the studio. I've scorched the last timbers, put them in place, and that is it. Do you know, it's uncanny timing, because I just had a call from an agent, and they said, would you mind having a chat with a company to help them talk through what they could do to put some software in place, because that's what I do for a living. I manage projects and implement large pieces of software, and it's uncanny that I've just cut the last piece of timber at the point that the phone rang from. So I spoke to the guys, so I'm going to have a chat with them tomorrow, and it's the day after I finished putting in the last piece of timber for this build. It's amazing. We've been going on this for about, well, it's now the 6th, no, it's the 8th of April today. So that means I've been doing this for 11 months. I've not been on it full time. I've not been doing it day in, day out. And there's been quite a few gaps that I've had, but what a monumental build. I am so chuffed that is it. It's finally done and dusted. Now next week I'll take you round, I'll give you a good tour, show you what's happened inside and out, because inside it's changed quite considerably. And I'll take you through that, and I'll also then take you through the costings, what it costs to actually put this together. Obviously I'm not going to include my time in that. It's just going to be the cost of the materials to get this done, where I got them from, how I got it done, and yeah, share that with you next week. So if you want to see what that is about, then click on that subscribe button down there, and if you click the bell, you'll be notified the next time I release a video. But for now, thank you very much for watching. My name's Rich, and this is It's Adventure. I'll see you again very soon. Yes! Done. Done, done, done. I'm having a beer.